If you have any interest in how you create your own reality, I think one of the first things you learn is whatever you focus on a lot becomes more apparent in your life. Take, for instance, my favorite story that someone tells about wanting a green Jeep. And next thing you know, they keep thinking about this wonderful green Jeep that they'd like to have. And the world begins to fill up around them with green Jeeps. Everywhere they go, they see another green Jeep. They go to a friend's house, they have a green Jeep. Green Jeeps are everywhere. And that's sort of, a daily proof of what you focus on begins to come forward in your life. And that's all well and good. You wonder when you go back to talk to that person, did they ever get their green Jeep and was it free? Whatever. The question is, you can do all those things, you can focus, you can believe that something's coming, you can have a strong desire. Take, for instance, in certain health things, you have a tremendous desire to heal and feel better. And then you can take time out to try to create a belief that says that you can heal. And these things take time. And I think, as Joe Dispenza says, this is matter creating matter. And that's a slow process. But all of a sudden, I became wide awake to something that Trevor Blake said, which is, if you want to go matter to matter, then try changing your belief about whether you'll be well or not, and try changing your desire to be well or not. And then, of course, you watch all your thoughts around those two things. And in time, lots of time, because time is the distance to get there, then perhaps it'll happen. But what's happening in these cases where people heal momentarily, or their life changes instantly? What's going on there? And all of a sudden, listening to Trevor Blake, I went, oh my Lord, there's the answer. The difference is in the knowing that you're better, the knowing there's going to be a Jeep outside your door, in the knowing that a wonderful relationship is just down the street or whatever. It's in the knowing. So I've really been contemplating knowing. How does knowing occur? And I've had knowing happen in my life, where all of a sudden, after years and years and years of something, all of a sudden I know that it's going to happen. And of course, it happens. What makes something in your life so significant that you end up knowing it? Just plain knowing it. And what is knowing it? It seems to me it's something that comes from your core, your inner core. All of a sudden, all the stars align and you just know it. So the question is, how do you get there? How do you get to that knowing? When so many other things in your life sort of line up against it. And why sometimes do you get there and other times you just don't? It's a great question, and one I'm going to explore in the next few blogs that I do. And if you have any input or anything like that, please feel free to put it in the comments. I'm beginning to believe that some of the knowing comes from a meditative state where you become suggestible. so suggestible that sort of all the stars align, all the centers in your body align, and you are thought-free in a really still, quiet place, and the suggestion of great good health just sort of fills every single cell. And when the meditation is over, there's a knowing. Now, I've had this happen, and sometimes this knowing is accompanied by something so extraordinary that you can't help but know that your health will change. So anyway, that's it, and I look forward to hearing any comments you might have about knowing.